What the hell's up, my Raider Nation? I'm all over the place today. But I'm getting ready for the Raider game on Sunday. But I'm getting you a video on Saturday. And I'm wearing a Goonies shirt. Why? Because the Goonies never say die. And it's Raider Nation for life. Even though we suck. What's up, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Mikey Raider. After having a bunch of shots of water. That's right. I might be looking and sounding crunk, but it's water. It's vodka water. I'm just kidding. No. It's your boy, Mikey Raider, giving you a pre-game preview 24 hours before the game. Nobody's going to watch this video because it should have came out on Thursday or Friday. But I'm going to do it, and it ain't going to be that long and strong. And I'm down to get the friction on. So, fellas, yeah. Every girlfriend got the butt? Hell yeah. And tell her to shake it. Shake it. And shake that healthy butt. Baby got back. LA face with the Oakland booty. I'm weird. I am wilding out. Anxiety through the roof today. Because the Raiders face the Bengals. The Faders. Damn, did I just call our team the Faders? Oh, shit. The Faders. That sucks. That's wrong. That's wrong. You're a Raider fan. I am so weird today. The Faders play the Bengals in a must-win if you're still holding out hope for the playoffs. But hope does not exist in this Raider Nation dojo. Does it? No. Mikey Raider Sensei. Look, the season's over. We know it. We believe they're tanking. They're not doing it publicly. But there's a few things going into this game that we can talk about. I've actually been MIA. I haven't watched any of the press conferences this week. I'm just tired AF of thinking about this team and, hoping for a win. But technically, you could possibly lose 6 games and go 11-6 and make the playoffs, or 10-6 or 10-7, whatever the records are. So, there's still hope. There is another from Star Wars. There's still hope. There is another, a new hope. Boy, I am wilding out. My brain is really off kilter today. The Bengals struggled too early. But they're starting to, find themselves, and our defense is trying to hold their own. So do we got a chance in this game? No. But it will be competitive. I think last week versus the Chiefs was the game that the little bit of strength and hope for our team to come out and give it 100,000% and try to fight for a victory was that game. Even though they're going to do it again in this game, it might be a short leash. And this is like the defining game of the season, where really, if the locker room is being lost or whatever, or they're just basically, they're not going to tell you they're giving up, but they've kind of given up. And then players are going to start playing for themselves. But there's a few storylines going into this game that I'm thinking about. We got the Week 9 trade deadline, and a couple of reporters on Fantasy Football Now and ESPN, they started mentioning rumors that Jacoby Myers is a possible trade candidate, and they were showcasing him, off of the injury he had the other week, a couple weeks ago. And that they're actually showcasing him. That's why he got 10 targets last week and a touchdown, is because the Raiders are showcasing him for a possible trade, because apparently maybe some wide receiver needy teams are calling to see if Jacoby Myers is available. And the trade deadline is official on November 5th at, I think, 4 p.m. And there's a lot of rumors that the Raiders are still fire selling. But you think they wouldn't play Jacoby Myers this week if he was going to be traded, but maybe they can get more value if he has another good game. You know what I mean? Or they just keep him. I do not know. But there's also rumors that there's an offensive tackle from the Raiders. I think it might be John Jenkins, or he's a defensive player. There's a couple of other players, these reporters. I think it was Adam Schefter. No, it wasn't Adam Schefter. It was another guy from ESPN. All right, long story short, they mentioned rumors that the Raiders are possibly going to make trades before the deadline. And I can see that happening because, again, we are technically, in my opinion, looking toward the future. And if we can get any draft capital and look at these young players the rest of the season, we can also evaluate how Antonio Pierce coaches the rest of the season when basically all of the Josh McDaniel guys are technically gone. You know, some of the players he brought in, stuff like that. And we can rid ourselves of that and build a new regime, whether it's with Antonio Pierce next year or not. But that's what Tom Telesco is doing and Antonio Pierce. They realize the writing on the wall. They're saying we're trying to win games, you know, and but they're definitely in fire sale or start to learn the young talent like DJ Turner and players of that caliber and moving forward. So I'll leave it at that. So that's where the Raiders are at from my perspective. But again, if there's any hope to win a game, to win all the games and try to make a wild card, they can't lose any more games. They have to win them all. Same thing for the Jets with Davante Adams. Yeah, but we play the Bengals, and it's going to be a competitive game early. We seem to do very well when the game is scripted, meaning sometimes the offensive coordinators, they pick like 15 or 20 plays that they practice all week. You know, a lot of those plays. And they script the first 15 or 20 plays based off of the film footage of the defense. And we have scored and done really well to begin pretty much every game, you know, with scripted plays. But after the script is done, we seem to falter and we have trouble coming back. And if you really look at that from an honest perspective, you guys are going to get mad at me, but it means that Luke Getsy is a competent play calling scripter. And that's why Antonio Pearson, I think I saw a clip. I don't know if I watched the whole press conference, but he said this week that Luke Getsy is still the play caller moving forward. And, you know, they're not thinking of making any changes. So he vouched for Luke Getsy. And I know why. Luke Getsy is a competent play caller with scripted plays. But he's not creative, and he doesn't know how to improvise. Once those 10 or 12 plays have been used or figured out, he has nothing. And that's where his talent ends, if you understand what I'm saying. But he does prove that he's competent and he can put out some winning drives early on in games with his scripted plays. So that's why, you know, Antonio Pierce and all that are like, we don't need to make changes. It would be a fake change. It ain't going to change nothing. We're already in tanking mode. Let's just move along, see if he gets any better, because he's fighting for a job next year. You know, Luke Getsy is, in my opinion. In my opinion, we're definitely not going to have him next year. But this Bengals game, I have a real feeling that it's going to be competitive more than people thought. Like, we thought the Chiefs were going to crush us, and they didn't. I still expect the Bengals to win, spoiler alert, but I think it's going to be competitive. I really, really do, because they struggle in a lot of areas as well. But it's going to be competitive, and I'm going to enjoy probably half of the game, you know? But I'm still going to try to get excited and root for the young players, and I am going to root for a Raider victory somehow, some way, for the just win baby. Even though if we win, we lose our draft positions. So I kind of want us to lose. It's so weird. But truth be told, man, you want to have a good week knowing the Raiders got a victory. So I'm going to be rooting for it, but I don't expect it. All right, everybody else. I don't have much more to say. I'm kind of like in a weird mood, emo or anxiety or a little weird today. But I just wanted to thank you guys for being fans and friends of this channel. You know, speaking your mind, saying hello to me, supporting me. Please hit that like, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member for some future early exclusive content and supporting me with donation portals down below. I appreciate y'all. I honestly could use some help right now. So if you got a few bucks, you want to buy me a coffee, donate a couple dollars, become a member, I'd appreciate you. But other than that, let me give my storylines going into this week's game, and then I'll give my predictions. Can Tyree Wilson look any bit of the drafted player this week? Well, he got his first sack of the year last week, and people are like, wow, he's looking good. Shut the fuck up. If it took him this long to get his first sack, he is nowhere near the player that they drafted, and they shouldn't have drafted. But it's just, he's becoming a role player. And it's sad that we wasted another draft pick. Yeah, he might be playing decent and getting a sack here or there, a couple sacks a year. And then the truth is, he'll probably be, in the next year or so, he'll be traded or released to another team. And then in his fourth or fifth year with another team, he'll probably start balling out because he's finally figured it all out. And now he's on another team and he's doing decent, you know. But it ain't working with the Raiders. But I'm hoping for the best from him. I'm hoping to see a dominant game against the Bengals' offensive line troubles. Somebody needs to help Max Crosby out. And to be quite honest with you guys, and I'm not disrespecting Max, but Max Crosby has been lost the last couple weeks. Just in terms of the big numbers and the splashy plays. And that's due to many reasons. Max is still always right there doing his job. But I'm just saying, you know, the big splashy plays, the 3 sacks a game when he had Christian Wilkins, it seems like a thing of the past. And unfortunately, I think Max is, you know, for the rest of the season, you know, he'll get a couple sacks here and there, but like, nobody's helping him out correctly, if you understand what I'm saying. So it just feels kind of rough, you know. But I think it's going to be a competitive game, and I'm looking forward to Tyree Wilson hopefully doing something so we get something out of that draft pick. Gardner Minshew seemed to find his rhythm last week, here and there, even though he had a couple of mistakes. I'm hoping to build on Gardner. Are they going to, if Gardner shucks or has another turnover or two, are they automatically going to throw Spencer Rattler in, create more controversy and drama for the next couple weeks? Are they actually going to trade a player on Monday or Tuesday, like the rumors say? So there's a lot of storylines going into this game. Will John Jenkins get his first interception? Or I'm sorry, John Jenkins. Jack Jones. So those are the little things we need to look out for and worry about. But the Bengals are on a better path. T. Higgins, I don't think he's going to play. So that's good for us. But we all know what happens when one of their receivers never plays against us. A receiver out of nowhere comes out and has the game of their life. You know, so people go, oh, yeah, Jamar Chase is going to kill us. It's probably going to be that guy named Andre Josephus, that wide receiver. He's probably going to come out of nowhere, have a 120, 30-yard game and a touchdown or so. You know, it's always those receivers you never thought of or never heard of. And that Chase Brown running back, that dude is carving some people up. So I worry about him and our bad run defense. But I honestly predict the Raiders to have a close game until the third quarter. And I think the Raiders lose in the end. And the Raiders lose 27-17. I love you, Raider Nation. Have a blessed Sunday fun day with football and family and food. And realize we're all blessed to be here. And I appreciate y'all. Let me know your thoughts on who wins the game, the final score. But this video probably won't even be out till like later Saturday night or early Sunday morning. So you might watch it after the fact. And then you're going to find out I'm a genius, as my score predictions will probably be correct. All right, y'all. Raiders never say die. So let's not say die for the Bengals game. Go Raiders.